Ascending from the ashes of the Roman Republic, Gaius Julius Caesar Augustus would bring an end to years of civil war and political unrest by founding the Roman Empire and ushering in the Pax Romana, an era of unprecedented stability and prosperity for the empire that would endure for over 2 centuries. Augustus's rise from the sickly nephew of Julius Caesar to Emperor of Rome is well depicted in series like Rome and Domina, but very little consideration seems to be dedicated to this legendary emperor's death. Augustus would pass away on August 19, 14 AD in Nola, Italy. But what exactly caused the death of this fabled elderly emperor? Did he die from natural causes, or was there something more sinister at play here? This is the question that will be further considered throughout the duration of this video. By critically analyzing contemporary ancient Roman sources, we will attempt to better understand the death of Emperor Augustus through the viewpoint of those closest to the event of his passing. But before we begin, don't forget, if you want to learn more about the deaths of some of history's greatest figures, then subscribe to my channel Historical Exit. When discussing the death of Emperor Augustus, there are 2 predominant discourses that can be ascertained from the ancient sources. The most well documented and established being the theory that at the age of 76, Augustus passed away due to natural causes, which is not incomprehensible when considering that 76 was a very respectable age of death in the ancient Roman world. The veracity of this discourse can be analysed by reviewing 2 ancient Roman sources, Suetonius' The 12 Caesars and Valerius Paterculus' Roman History. Valerius Paterculus was actually a contemporary historian during the reign of Augustus, which makes his account on his death a source worthy of the highest degree of consideration and recognition. Valerius states in his works that Augustus died a natural death in the 76th year of his age, having reached a level of glory and fortune that had never before been attained. A secondary ancient source, the 12 Caesars, also provides a more glorified but fundamentally similar viewpoint to the works of Valerius, highlighting that even a century after his death there was widespread acceptance amongst the populace and historians that Augustus met his end through natural causes. Suetonius states the following: Augustus died at Nola in the same room in which his father Octavius had died, with Livia in attendance. He is said to have asked those around him if he had played his part well in the comedy of life, and upon receiving a favourable response he said, "Then applaud me as I exit." It is evident that there is a strong degree of correlation between the events surrounding Augustus' death in both historical texts. Furthermore, it is also critical to highlight that neither Valerius and Suetonius provide any references to foul play or suspicious external circumstances playing a role in the death of Emperor Augustus. Therefore, it would not be an exaggeration to argue that the possibility of an elderly Augustus passing away at 76 from natural causes is the most plausible discourse in his cause of death, and it can be logically verified as a nearly irrefutable fact. However, nearly irrefutable is not the same as completely indisputable, as there is a more sinister theory hinted towards in ancient historical texts which is necessary of consideration, and this discourse points towards none other than Augustus' beloved wife Livia having played a role in the death of the emperor to further her own political machinations. The second theory speculated by ancient Roman historians is the proposition that Augustus may have fallen ill shortly before his death, but his end was hastened by his wife Livia, who had been secretly poisoning his food. Both Tacitus and Cassius Dio purport this viewpoint, but before any further analysis can be conducted on their historical works, it is important to emphasize that both these historians were born centuries after the death of Augustus, resulting in the authenticity and validity of their texts being of a questionable nature. With these considerations in mind, we can analyze the ancient sources which make reference towards this assassination discourse, and Cassius Dio mentions in his work Roman History that a commonly whispered rumor amongst the populace of 3rd century Rome was that Livia had poisoned her royal husband. He states, "When Augustus was sick and near death, Livia was accused of having given him poisoned food, but this was never proven. He died at the age of 75 after reigning for 44 years. Additionally, Tacitus gives a more vivid and descriptive discourse in his historical documents, stating that There were those who believed that Augustus was removed by his wife Livia through poisoned figs, either as a means of hastening Tiberius' succession or out of personal ambition. However, it is important to highlight that neither historian attempts to present this assassination theory of Emperor Augustus as historical fact, but are simply documenting the common speculations and rumors that endured centuries after the first citizen's death. Therefore, it is impossible to dismiss the possibility that Livia may have secretly been poisoning her aging husband, but also it should be recognized that a well-planned secret assassination rarely ever leaves any definitive evidence behind. So to conclude, two theories have been identified in ancient Roman sources that make reference to the cause of death of Emperor Augustus. The first theory being the widely accepted discourse by both modern and ancient historians that Augustus passed away from natural causes at the age of 76. The second, less substantiated theory argues that Augustus was secretly assassinated by his wife Livia, who had been poisoning his food for an unknown duration of time. Again, this viewpoint was one that was recognized as more of a speculation rather than a valid and seriously considered discourse, even by ancient historians. But let me know in the comments down below if you think Augustus passed away from natural causes or assassination, or if there is any other theory behind this great emperor's death I may have missed out on. And don't forget, if you want to learn more about the deaths of some of history's greatest figures, then subscribe to my channel Historical Exit. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.